of New York Times Magazine and other reputed newspapers. The Hidden Life of Garbage Gone Tomorrow, that was published in 2002 in the documentary field, and after some time that was published in the Name of Book in 2005. Okay, similarly, the Rogers contributed a lot in boosting of the media sector and the world of newspaper, and because of that she participated in media revolution. Regarding the background of the waste disposal in the different uh, historical time and periods, human beings, they have always faced the question of how to dispose the garbage. One more thing is that in the name of modernity, in the name of so-called sophisticated living standard, we are now entering into the era of globalizations, industrializations, urbanizations. Because of that, many people they prefer living in the city areas uh, in order to achieve the sophisticated living standard. They are they live their rustic life, they live their rural life, organic, natural life, and they are living in the congested city areas. And that is also responsible to bring about the production of huge amount of garbage, a huge amount of trash all over the world, not only in the context of Nepal, it is in the context of all over the world. Even the most uh, what facilitated country, United States America, there is the problem of garbage management even today, even after 1960s. What people are facing the problem of garbage increment day by day, at least producing 4.5 pound of trash every day by its family, its domestics. That is responsible. That is responsible to contribute the increment of the garment in the United States. Okay, first city dump was established in the ancient Athens, and the government of Rome had begun the collection municipal trust by 2000, 200 CE. Okay, that is a CE stands for Christ era. Okay, current era, this is the era, Christ era of Jesus Christ. Even its let is the 1800s, that is the period of 1800th century. Garbage was at worst simply thrown out into the street of US cities as or dumped into rivers and ditches in more enlightened communities. Even in the more civilized communities, the people they threw garbage and this into the rivers and what other dams. Because of that, the environment was polluted. That was polluted. Environment was getting polluted then and now. It is polluted in the past and it is being polluted at present because of the increment of the garbage, increment of the waste products or waste materials, or what you call in standard form, standard name of that waste, that is trash. Okay, nowadays we are getting surrounded by trash. It is because of what so-called, because of our desire or what our passions to live the so-called sophisticated living standard, so-called modern living standard. In the name of modernity, we are living in the city areas, resulting what the increment of unfathomable garbages. Okay, similar way it might have been crest to foul smelling open dumps, foul smelling, okay, very odor that is increasing, and whole environment is getting polluted because of that. The smelling is going on. It is because of unmanaged disposal of the garbage each and every nook and corner of the city. And in 1920s, and the first true sanitary landfill that was started there, as it was called, was created in Fresno, California in 1937. The sanitary disposal started in United States of America in 1937. Today, more than 60% of the solid waste in the United States ends up in landfill. Okay, they are disposing more than 60% of the solid on the landfill side. Okay, how much the land is getting polluted, how much the environment is getting polluted because of the reckless disposal of the garbages by American, but the so-called civilized countries of the world. They are also quite but responsible to bring about the increment of the garbage, and they are responsible to damage the life or health of the people. According to the Energy Information Administration, the amount of waste produced in the United States has more than doubled in the past 30 years because of modernizations. So the amount of garbage that is increased more than double in the past 30 years. And it is estimated that the average American generates a astounding 4.5 pounds of trash every day. I already told you, my dear student, each every American household that is responsible, that is liable to produce 4.5 pounds of wastage daily. Because of that, the whole environment, the landfill side of America, the rivers are getting polluted, the ditches are getting polluted, the cities are getting piled up of the garbages, and because of that, the total living standard of the American, even at present, even after 1960s, that is very problematic because of unmanaged disposal of the garbage. This is the dominant impression which the writer Roger what attempts to deliver through the essay, The Hidden Life of the Garbage. Okay, that is about, and the text that is about the background. The writer has presented some historical background, some historical attempts made in the different countries of the world, which started in ancient Rome and Greece. Okay, ancient Greece. Okay, and it continues in the different countries of the world, but still that is not effectively functioning. Even the Waste Management Inc., of the official organizations, official institution for bringing about the reduction of the wastage, that is not effectively functioning. The government itself is responsible, the public are responsible, the plastic production companies are also responsible to bring about the increment of the garbage. Even there are recycling bin which has been placed in the different parts of the countries. There what we are just throwing out the wastages, but this is not effectively implemented, that is not effectively disposed, recycled. Because of that, the problem is becoming very chronic. The problem is becoming very intensified even at present. That is the dominant impression which the writer, the female writer, as well as the celebrated journalist of the New York Times, Heather Rogers attempts to deliver through this text. I think the students, you have got the screen, you have seen the screen. Is it visible or not? The screen?
Not visible.
Yes, it is visible.
No.
Is it?
No.
Okay. Some problem is still
It's not.
there. What is the problem? Today I don't have a screen here. My screen is going to blank here. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to comprehend the passage here, written by Heather Rogers. I think I have already presented the background and the subject matter or the context of this essay, descriptive essay. The writer is successful to collect the descriptive details or materials to what focus on her dominant impressions. And dear student, you have already got idea what is the essay about. The title itself is enough. The hidden life of garbage. That means our life is under garbage. We cannot be totally excluded from this garbage. We are under the canopy of garbage. Not only in the developing countries, the problem is it is what the problem in the developed country, most civilized countries of the world, even the Western countries, what even America, that is under the what garbage because of the lack of garbage disposal, because of the lack of effective policies to dispose the garbage and their implementations, lack of implementations, which all are responsible to bring about the increment of the garbage nowadays. Okay, here the Rogers attempts to create the dominant impressions. Here is a questions I have cited from your old is gold. Okay, I have cited this question from old is gold. That is the model questions, and perhaps some of the questions of model may be asked to you. What dominant impression does Roger try to create in our description? Is say successful? Okay, here the Rogers attempts to create the dominant impressions dealing with the issue of ever increasing garbage in the USA and in particular and all over the world in general. Okay, I already told you that garbage disposal problem is not only in America, it is all over the world. Even the most civilized countries of the world, they are under the canopy, under the roof of garbage, or they cannot be, their life cannot be excluded from the effects of garbage. Okay, they are getting surrounded by that heap of the garbage. In the similar way, so tries to explore the ineffectiveness of garbage management all over the world. That is the dominant impressions of the writer has made through this essay, the ever increasing garbage in the United States, America in particular, and all over the world in general. At the same time, the writer is also exploring the ineffectiveness of garbage management all over the world. The policies, the strategies, the avenues which have been carried by the respective governments of the world to dispose the garbage, they are not effectively functioning, resulting the complicated life, resulting the hidden life of garbage. Okay, that is the central concern or dominant impression which the writer has attempted in this essay. Society is not realizing the negative effects of garbage in the United States. Because of that, it will certainly affect the outcome of change in the future. Okay, there is not going to be any dynamic change in the days to come. There is not going to be any complete change, okay, qualitative change in the history of United States of America, because the barrier is that barrier is the lack of what management of the garbage, effective management of the garbage, which can function as the obstruction of changes, dynamic change in America. Okay, it means when a country is unsuccessful to manage the garbage, the country cannot think about bringing about dynamic change in the days to come. In the name of modernity, I already told you that in the name of modernity and in the name of so-called a sophisticated living standard, superficial or sophisticated living standard, the amount of garbage is getting enlarged day by day. People are getting migrated. People are getting migrated to the city areas. Their life is getting congested, and they are piling off the wastages in each and every nook and corner of the cities, which is totally responsible to damage the health of the individuals and health of the environment in totality. Because of that, which this is responsible to bring about environmental degradations. In the past, limited things were there with people. They were very limited things. They did not have any means of recreation, means of what pleasure, okay, entertainment, means of entertainment. Because of that, very limited garbage was there. But at present, people are having unlimited items to use, resulting increment of the garbage. For example, you are using mobile phone, you are using television, okay, you are using computer, and if they do not function, properly, then you throw them on the landfill sites. Okay, this is one problem of modernity, which is resulted by so-called sophisticated living standard. But in the past, the people did not have such recreational devices, and limited wastage was produced, and they could easily manage the wastage or trash. They were successful to manage the wastage in the past, and their life was very comfortable. In comparison to the life of the people at present, the life of the people in the past, that was very tidier, comfortable, healthier, okay, and qualitative. Similarly, uh, in either Roger's essay entitled "The Hidden Life of the Garbage," the main point being dealt with the issue that the USA has uh, a problem with the trash, problem with garbage, lacking the importance of recycling. Okay, they have not understood the lesson of recycling. Even the most civilized country, even the country which has registered the name in the list of civilized country, United States America, is also leading the life of the people under garbage. Since most people don't recycle, the amount of garbage in the United States is getting higher at the rapid rate, causing the problems to our environment, health, and the society. That's why United States America is responsible to bring about uh, global problem, global warming, greenhouse effect, ozone layer depletion in its part, because of the lack of knowledge, because of the lack of importance of garbage management and the recycling. Our central concern, the writer's central concern, is that the society then and now could not be excluded from the heap of garbage. I already told you that our life is under the garbage. We are hiding under the garbage. Okay, we are being hidden under the garbage, and from the very past till now, we are not getting excluded from the heap of garbage. All the time, our life is getting shrouded, clouded, covered, blanketed by garbage. The life back was tidier. Life in the past was tidier than the life at present. It was tidier than the life that is going on at present. Rovers begins her informative piece by providing background information on dump grounds and moves on providing sense of wastelands. Okay, dear student, we are living in the wasteland. But everywhere there is pollution, everywhere there is such unmanaged disposal of the garbage, everywhere there is a heap of garbage. And in that sense, our life is totally defined as the hidden life of garbage. No individual can be excluded from garbage. No country can be excluded from garbage because of our desire, because of our passions to live the sophisticated living standard. We are getting migrated towards the city areas. Because of that, we are producing garbage is, because we are using the modern means of recreation. We are having additional needs, but in the past, people only had basic needs. They did not have additional needs. Because of that, a limited amount of garbage trash was produced, and it was easily managed by the people of that time. But at present, we cannot manage this heap of garbage. Because of that, there is unmanaged disposal of the garbage each and every nook and corner of the city taking place, even the most civilized country, America. Okay. She asserts that America has a major problem with garbage producing 4.2 pound, not 4.2 pound, 4.5 pounds. Dear students, you can correct this information. 4.5 pounds of the garbage entirely by its household. Each household is responsible to produce 4.5 pounds of garbage. Uh, the responsibility, there is a little part, the responsibility goes to packet companies, plastic companies. They are claiming on the consumers. They are abusing the consumers, that they are responsible to bring about the garbage because of the lack of managed disposal of the packets. But who are responsible? The packet companies are responsible, but they do not like to take responsibility. They are just putting on their charges, putting on their claims on the public, on the consumers. On the one hand, and declaring that America should be tidy. On the other hand, they are playing dual role, double role. That dual role means they are playing dual role. On the one hand, they are claiming that America should be the land of sanitations, tidy land. On the other hand, they are putting their claims on the consumers that they are responsible to bring about unmanaged disposal of the packets in the city areas. They do not like to take the responsibility of increasing the packets in the city areas and adding considerable amount of garbage. It means they are not ready to take responsibility of producing garbages. I already told you that. In the hidden life of the garbage, perhaps the interpretation is that what happens if garbage is not hidden to the life of the people in the entire environment? What happens? We are living our life, we are hiding under the garbage, but what happens if the garbage is not hidden to our life, if the garbage is not disposed, if the waste productions, if the waste materials not they are not disposed properly? What happens to the life of the people and the entire environment? This is the questions which every individual asks. This is the question which every what citizen asks, not only in America but also all over the world. The increasing garbage globally can be minimized by the act of recycling. Okay, that is the general assumption, that is the general concept. The increasement of these garbage can be totally minimized by the act of recycling, but we are not properly bringing recycling into our practice. Although we have a lot of different strategies, avenues to further trace to recycle and to control the pollution. For example, Waste Management Inc. This is the official institution. I already told you that these are the official institutions to discourage the production of garbage or to manage the waste. But this set of organizations, this set of institutions, and the government, they are not effectively functioning. Because of that, the problem of garbage is becoming very chronic. The problem of garbage is becoming very prolonged and perpetual. It continues from the past and at present. Okay, that is all about the explanations. By providing recycling bin, people still choose not to use them. Okay, there are recycling bin, but people are not using recycling bin. They are misusing them by putting the trash in the recycling bin, only causing more work for the waste management. Okay, the individuals, the public are also responsible to bring about the unmanaged disposal of the garbage. They are not helping, they are not assisting the camping which has been forwarded by the government and the Waste Management Inc. The Waste Management Inc. with the objective of bringing reduction of the garbage. What the recycling bins have been placed in the different parts, different corners of the city, but the public, they are not choosing to use the recycling bin. Even if they choose, they are just adding unnecessary burden to the Waste Management Inc. They are putting unnecessary trash into the recycling bin, causing the unnecessary load to the waste management. That's why government is responsible. Waste Management Inc. is also ineffective. We public are responsible. Okay, all the plastic companies are responsible. Packet companies are responsible. All the different individuals and institutions, they are responsible for the unmanaged disposal of the wastage. That's the dominant impression which the writers has attempted to explore through this descriptive essay, The Hidden Life of Garbage. Negatively responding the waste management campaign forwarded by the government, people in the society are adding to the problem of how our environment is just increasing with the loads of works in the side of the government. The individuals, the public are negatively responding to the campaign which has been forwarded by the government. Okay, they should help the government, they should assist the government, cooperate the government, but they are not successful to cooperate the government. All the time they are only adding unnecessary burden to the government. That's why we ourselves are also cannot be excluded from being charged of unnecessary disposal of the unnecessary or unmanaged disposal of the garbage. That's why we cannot be excluded from being charged by that. After reading Heather Roger's article, we come to know that she has acquainted us to the real problems we are facing. We all individuals are facing the real problem. This is what the dominant impression of this. Although one person cannot change the world, here is the writer's expression. I've cited the writer's expression here. Although one person cannot change the world, I will be more accountable for my garbage and try to recycle so that the change could restore the planet we share. Roger made it clear on providing evidences for our thesis. Okay, dear students, and that's why until and unless the individual bear that it is their responsibility to manage the wastage, to manage the trash, the environment cannot be excluded from the garbage, and our life forever goes under garbage. Okay, this is what the subject matter being served by Heather Roger's in her essay, The Hidden Life of the Garbage. Okay, student, have any problem? Okay.